Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for NECA Pacific Rim Set number 2, and we got 3 of them, like the first wave. And this time we're gonna get the battle-scarred Gypsy Danger with the sword, or the whip sword that we saw in the movie. We also get the Striker Eureka and Leatherback, pretty much the kaiju. So far they always been releasing 2 Jaegers and a kaiju. I kind of wish that they had the Cherno Alpha, but they just decided, yeah, why not make another Gypsy Danger? I think it's popular enough, and I think a lot of people wanted the one with the sword. So here we go, they made it. And yeah, well, I'm just gonna go over to the review, and try my best to make some comparison. But it's not much in terms of, again, the NECA figures are great display pieces. They're not so much for articulation and playability. I'm not too sure, but then again, these are the only Pacific Rim figures that I've seen, at this scale. Kind of wish other tone line, but I guess it goes with licensing. I think NECA has the rights right now. Well, it would be interesting if other toy line take a knack at making Jaegers, or even making making mold kits of them. That would be interesting. But here we go. We're gonna do a review, and why don't we start with Gypsy Danger? Alright, so Gypsy Danger, and one thing that you'll notice actually, why don't we do a quick side-by-side comparison with the second wave and the first wave. I think I prefer using wave as opposed to set. So this is the first one on the right, and this is the second one. And there's an obvious color difference. This is a lot darker as opposed to this one. Seems like this one's a lot newer. And they did a little bit of weathering, just blotches of black, and some of them are even on the eye. Seems like there's some kind of oil leak or a lot of dirt. I'm just going along with oil. I'm, maybe just really damaged. And actually not too bad. Or maybe some kaiju blood. Although I think that was blue, neon blue. But nonetheless, it's actually a nice color. I prefer this one. Seems like it's in more of a nighttime setting as opposed to this one where it's something in the daytime, I would suppose. But they're about the same height and same structure, but there's quite a bit of a difference. First off, let's just go with this one again. There's not much elbow articulation in this guy, and I think that's one of the gripe. This guy's just a brick. He's just standing, not much posability. But this one, again, you're gonna get this whip swords that you can remove. They're very flexible. You get 2 of them, and unfortunately you cannot attach to this guy because he doesn't have that connector on the forearms. But as you can see on this one, you got a lot more bend, which is great. You get the same shoulder articulation and mid torso. No hip, but you do have this. Again, not much. But then again, the movie is not. It's not really. Well, it did bend down or kneel on one section, but we cannot really do it in this. I think same about. Yeah, same knee articulation, and as well as the ankle, and you get this on the back side. Same foot. And again, you just got a lot of blotches of scarring, and they're actually kind of bad. I mean, from afar it's not too bad, but I mean, it just splattered silver paint, like kind of just using a marker. I would prefer he has a little bit more detail on the battle damage, but I mean, for something mass produced, actually not too bad. And I think that's pretty much it for Gypsy Danger. and actually not too bad. And we got Striker Eureka over here, really nice. And this is the Australian Jaeger, the very, I think the most latest version of the Jaegers. And he kicked ass in the show, or the movie. Unfortunately, he didn't, I mean, pretty much the movie, not to spoil the movie, but it's mostly centered around Gypsy Danger and how we see how Gypsy Danger got improved and modified and just become an awesome Jaeger. And it kind of overshadowed Striker Eureka since, well, pretty much Leatherback kind of messed up, or pretty much just stunned. Alright, the next one is the Australian Jaeger, Striker Eureka. And I might be saying some spoiler things. If you haven't seen Pacific Rim, you should. So, anyways, this is really great in the movie. One thing that I kind of wish is if he can open up his chest and reveal the missile. I have a feeling that may have released him, you know, kind of like the battle damage with the torso missile. But maybe. Although I really wish that they have a toy that actually does that. You know, open up the chest and actually just a mechanism that pops out the missile, or the pretty much the barrels. That would be cool. Although I'm not sure of the price point. Well, actually, it won't, I don't think it will be that bad. It's kind of like a transformer. But again, we'll see, since so far we have NECA figures. So this is a really cool Jaeger in the show, although he got stunned by Leatherback. Nonetheless, really awesome. And I find that it's kind of weird. I didn't realize how big the the fins here, and pretty much just like jet booster. And I think it was replaced with the nuclear bomb in the later half of this movie, or towards the end. So I didn't get to. Actually, maybe they'll do that. Have the nuclear and have the open torso in the next version of him. So, in terms of articulation, we got the neck. Actually, I didn't show Gypsy Danger, but you can move the neck, but it's really stiff. But this one, not so much of a problem, although for some weird reason I can't move it on the right. I'm just gotta force it. Surprisingly, this one has a very articulate shoulder. You can move it up here. There's a pivot right there. And there's another one over here. There's a blue part. And I have a problem on mine. My left shoulder is very stiff. Actually, the black part here is very loose, but the blue part is stuck. I think some paint. So I'm just going to demonstrate on the right. So basically the blue part, as you can see, can move up. It's really great. And you also have that joint there. So it's a lot of movement. And you can rotate it. Very nice. I don't think there's any... there's a little bit of waist. There's a waist separation there, but I don't think you can move it as much. Same with the leg. Can't really jump high, but you can do certain running poses. Some movement on the knee there. Unfortunately, this doesn't have an ankle. You do have a swivel, but it doesn't have that. It's like there's a ball joint there. I don't think you can do much. So that's one thing I didn't really like about this. You cannot move it up and down the foot. Just you can swivel it, rotate it if you want to. Otherwise, other gimmicks, you got these blades here that you can rotate and pop off. It doesn't fold all the way on the back or anything, so you just, if you want to, you can just take them out like so. And that pretty much is it for Striker Eureka. Next up is Leatherback. Oh man, when I saw the packaging on this, it's huge. It's just quite surprising they make that. I didn't expect him to be this huge. Actually, kind of glad it is. I mean, the kaijus are supposed to be big. and I think leatherback is one of which. So this guy is kind of like a gorilla, and very. He took down. Which one did he took down? I think he took down Cherno Alpha, and this also the same one that stunned Striker Eureka. He has a EMP pulse on his back, and it was just pretty much when it discharged, destroys any electronics. So this guy's again massive. You can have a movable mount there. Got that really nice shiny blue tongue, and you got that silver eyes. Really nice. You got this hair on the back. Again, you can, I don't know if you can rotate the neck. You got this massive arm here. Actually, not too bad of articulation. You got that elbow bend. You got the shoulder. You got the wrist, which you can rotate. You actually have a little bit of a thumb movement there, and fingers, 3 articulated fingers. So you can post them in a variety of. See if I can do one where it's just about to strike someone, and there we go. I think that's one of the posts I like. Also, I had a post where you can actually do a bear hug. It is possible for this huge guy to, hug one of the Jaegers. And why don't we kind of demonstrate that one? I'm just gonna use Gypsy Danger. I'll have a group hug. So I think I had one post where he's kind of shielding himself or trying to break free from the hug, but you got this massive hands. And there we go. A big squeeze. There we go. So again, he's huge, this guy. And also kind of want to do a quick comparison. I do collect SH Monster Arts Godzilla, so I mean, here's another kaiju. And just to compare, I have Burning Godzilla over here. And just look at the massiveness of Leatherback. He's huge. I forgot, or actually I'm not too sure of the pricing of Leatherback compared to the other Pacific Rim NECA figures. I think it was a standard. It's around 17-18 bucks for each one. But I'm not sure of this kaiju. I mean, you're getting a lot of. I mean, it seems like you're getting twice as much material making the Jaegers to make the Leatherback. It's just really heavy and big, and compared to the SH Martial Arts, obviously you're getting a lot more details with this guys as opposed to the NECA Leatherback. But I mean, if you look at the shelf, like, oh wow, this huge guy. Again, I think it just depends on the details. But nonetheless, I mean, if you can get that Leatherback, I actually got him as a set. So I paid a price at, I think it was around $50-$60 for all 3 of them. So I think maybe Leatherback may be priced at around 20 bucks also, 70 to 20 bucks. So I mean, if you get to choose Leatherback. I mean, it's just really awesome. Got all this massive. And moving down, you do have a ball joint on the lower leg, hinge right there, and a hinge right there, and a twistable foot. Not much you can do on the lower half. It's mostly on the the big broad shoulder and arms. And yeah, that's pretty much Leatherback for you. And I'm just gonna do pretty much my conclusion. Alright, I managed to put set 1 and set 2 together. Again, there are big figures, about 7-8 inches. They're great figures. I mean, I'm really happy that I continued getting them. The one thing that really irked me on the first set is the posability. Again, they have limited articulation, but other than that, the details are really nice. But there are a few things that again kind of irked me is the joints. Some of them are stuck, some of them are loose, and just get this inconsistency. But I think there was a consensus on Crimson Typhoon of that one of the right shoulder being stuck, and I'm happy that I was able to fix mine. Mine, just made the whole thing a lot better. Just that one joint, being able to move it, do certain poses. Now on the second set, I'm seeing that again with Striker Eureka. So on the second one, I think my least favorite is Striker Eureka, just because of that. And I'm not too sure. It doesn't really impress me, especially having that problem. And kind of want to know, if you have Striker Eureka, do you have that same problem with the left shoulder being stiff on one joint and loose on the other, or is it just me? But otherwise, Leatherback, again, another amazing kaiju following Knifehead. And I'm excited for the third one. I forgot which kaiju it is. They already revealed it. But other than that, we're gonna have Coyote Tango, which is great. And who else? Cherno Alpha. It's probably one of the biggest Jaegers there. So again, making bigger, make just amazing. And yeah, again, I highly recommend getting the NECA Pacific Rim figures. They're great desktop figures. I mean, just to display. And for the price, you can't complain. Again, they're about $20 each. Just depending on where you get them, or if you get the set, maybe you get a few dollars off. But just amazing figures. And again, I'm hoping that another toy line, or somewhere down the line, that they'll make more more detail oriented in terms of moving parts. Would really like to see a Striker Eureka with the open chest, with all the barrels of the rockets, and just a very detailed. Actually, I kind of wonder if a Super Robot Jigoken or Soul of Jigoken can pick that up, but I don't know. I mean, you gotta go with licensing, and since also this is American based series, so we'll see. So anyways, that's about it for my review. Again, I really enjoyed these figures. Go get yours. Again, I got mine from Big Bad Toy Store, and I'm not sure if it's still available, but if it's sold out there, you can try your local Toys R Us. I think they may have some in stock, hopefully. Alright, so there we go. That is my review. So till then, this is Meads. Thank you for watching.